Good morning, Coaster Spotters. It is April 6th, and today we are at opening day of Lunar Park and Coney Island as a whole. We're going to be able to ride everything today. We're going to try out that drop tower from Zamperla that's testing right now and doing some weird things. Hopefully that's just maintenance mode. Yeah, going to ride the Thunderbolt, the Cyclone. Dino's decided to all of a sudden open up a week early when Lunar Park decided to do a $10 donation to a local charity to give you a free wristband. So Dino's was probably like, maintenance, move it up. we got open. But yeah, we're having a good day. Got Alan from Parkscope here.
Hey, what's up?
And really excited to ride the Cyclone. And I'm really excited to see Alan's reactions because he has not been here since
Like 04, 05.
Yeah. So it has changed a lot in that time. Wow, it's slow this morning.
Yeah, I saw it hang in that loop for a while.
That looks awesome, actually. All right, it's about an hour and a half later. We screwed up with looking at websites and opening times. It's become a beautiful blue sky day. Waiting for things to open. It's about 12 minutes before opening. We went to, where did we go for second breakfast?
Tom's or something like that.
Yeah, Tom's Cafe.
It's next to Ruby's.
Bar. Yeah, so you got what? What kind?
I got lemon ricotta pancakes.
How were they?
They're good.
Yeah, I got a childhood favorite of mine. I got eggs over corned beef hash, and well, I don't think we're gonna have to eat for quite a few hours now.
No, I also got the cherry lime Ricky,
Yeah.
which is like a, kind of a soda fountain type drink and really good actually. Yeah, so now we're super full and we're not gonna eat forever, which is good because we have things to do in the meantime, like go on rides.
Yeah,
which should be opening shortly. There's about, I would say, 500 to 600 less people in this line here than at the front entrance. So
yeah, the front entrance looked not friendly. So,
I mean, this you could actually count like 2, 4, 5, 8, 10, 12. I mean, there's probably 25 to 30 people ahead of us. Again, I'll take that over 500 any day of the week.
So what are you most looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to getting the credits, number one. Should like shuffle over this way. Getting on all the new coasters to me. Interested in the Tickler, interested in seeing if I like the Thunderbolts a lot more than I like the ride at OWA. Riding the Cyclone, hopefully more than once today. Depends on what the crowds are like. And yeah, I mean, just excited to like go check out stuff. You know, it's been a long time since I've been here. It looks drastically different, and I'm pumped.
Nice. Yeah, I'm always excited to ride Cyclone. It's such a classic, you know. It's not the best coaster, but it's one of the most iconic ones in the world, definitely.
I've always enjoyed my rides on it. Obviously, it's been a while. They've done a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know, whether or not I like it as much as I used to, I guess we'll find out. But I'm expecting it to be fun. And I guess, you know, as long as you get fun out of it. Oh, and Spookorama, when that opens at noon.
Yeah,
so,
we're really excited that. We might do the Wonder Wheel, we're not sure. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's 20 minutes later. We got our wristbands at a pretty quick pace. We're pretty happy about that. We're gonna go ride Tickler and hit all through the credits really quickly. It's a fantastic day to be at Coney Island.
Yeah, so a lot of people wouldn't notice these little details. So they say like, oh, these car rides are just like carnival things. Like, there's nothing like intrinsically interesting. If you look at like the Zamperla World Champion Ride Team logo, this is actually based on the Cigarette Racing Team logo. And cigarette boats are, you know, famous, super expensive, high-end racing boats. So, you know, it makes sense. It's actually like a good fit. It's shockingly themed for what it is. So,
and a boat ride actually makes sense right here.
Yeah.
Since we're like, you know, 100 feet from the ocean.
Yeah. And those are also those are like offshore racing vehicles rather than like something you'd see on a lake. So again, also makes oddly enough sense to be here at Coney Island.
And this is actually a kiddie ride. If you have your kid, it's actually kind of fun.
Yeah.
Okay, We have a corgi alert.
Corgi sighting.
Anyone who follows me knows that my dog has a Twitter account, so I just have to spy on the corgi. Look at that corgi.
It's a happy corgi.
That's a very happy corgi. My corgi would be so happy here. Oh, look at the corgi! Alright, so what makes this velar different to others is they have a little seatbelt system on your back that kind of keeps you in the cage instead of being rattled around like most velars. That's what makes this one rideable. I'm not saying it's good, but it's decent. We'll see how it is today.
Pretty sure they're watching the bag.
So Tickler, all right, it's decent for a spinning mouse.
Yeah, I think it's running. I feel like the grease on the spinning joint thing, it hasn't warmed up yet.
But you know, like the design of it's pretty good. So no, it was okay. Soaring Eagle, as far as flying coasters go from Zamperla, is probably the best one I've been on. I still wouldn't classify it as good. Good is, you know, good is something that's really fun and that I enjoy riding. I don't know that I'd say I enjoy riding Soaring Eagle. I tolerate it, is the way I would put it.
I'd say it's re-rideable, but at the same time, I'd rather do other things.
Yeah, there's other options and things to do with my life that would be far superior than riding Soaring Eagle, so just not a high priority. Clown Coaster, is that what it's called?
Clown Coaster, yeah.
Is shockingly good.
It's like a Zamperla, you know, like it's a larger model than your normal kiddie coaster that you see all over America and the world.
Yeah, it's got, you know, some decent airtime hills. It's got some fairly high banking. It's pretty aggressive for what it is. Fun ride. Liked it. And then last thing we did was the Steeplechase as far as the coasters go, which it's the same exact ride as Darien Lake. Same system as what you would have seen or more than likely over at Knott's Berry Farm. And it's a decent ride. It's fun. A little bit of a line because they only ran one train, but you know, they moved through fairly quickly with it. They did a decent job getting people on the ride, and I don't know, can't really complain that much about it. It's fun.
On the fun meter, I feel like the Steeplechase rides are just really, really fun. And, like, it's really hard to have a bad time on those things. Just the way you're seated, it just feels like it.
So we should be about 6.
I don't know, it's just a fun way to sit on a roller coaster, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not hyper intense or anything like that, but it's fun.
You would hurt your back if it was any intenser than it was. I mean, because like even that thing, like you could feel your back kind of being shifted around, and like, because you don't really have any upper body support. So if you would pull like really strong laterals or G's, it could pull people's back easily, I think, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like, it would not be good for lumbar or thoracic spine ever. But it's decent. It's fun.
The booster, we waited entirely too long. It was fun for what it was. It just had a really small cycle. But, I mean, we didn't wait too long. It's just longer than we would have liked to on this little whirlwind trip today.
Yeah, the big thing is they didn't load, like, properly. Like, they were only loading 2 of the 4 seats on each end of the arm.
Or they were. What were they doing before I started paying attention? Were they ever actually loading it full?
I thought they were loading it full, like and then they switched over to like 4 people at a time, which, you know, cut the capacity down. Yeah. And then the way they operated it, basically they ran it for full speed for 1 rotation. That was it.
Yeah, I haven't been on one of those things in a very long time, and I definitely enjoyed it. I'd like to get on one of the old school ones, like down in Pigeon Forge or something like that. I feel like you'd have a much better experience. And hey, look, the Thunderbolt's gone from the front of the train.
It is, yeah. No, I mean, the last one I rode was probably the skyscraper at Cedar Point a couple years back.
Yeah, Dormy's old one, man. I shed a tear for when that closed.
And it was fun. Like, I remember getting what I felt was like way more than 3 rotations, you know, and this, you spend significantly more time sitting at the top of the ride than you do actually spinning around. Yeah. So
if you don't know, if you buy the wristband, what would normally be $70, as today we're doing a donation, so it was only $10. But typically that would be
it's like a $14 ride,
right,
basically.
But if you get the most expensive wristband, you get 1 ride free on that, and you get 1 ride on the go-karts, which go-karts right now, we probably wouldn't ride them anyways, but right now they look like they have at least an hour line. So that you know.
Yeah.
It's getting crowded.
Yeah, there's definitely people here. I wouldn't call it like, you know, insane. I've seen it worse in the past, but for opening day, like, definitely a good solid number of people here.
I'm in the opinion that I really like this ride. I know I'm in the odd person out here, but I really enjoyed it. I mean, I understand some of people's complaints about it, but I don't know. I really like they changed the restraint system between this and OA, and I think it's not as good, to be honest with you. I'm really interested to see what your thoughts are. So what do you think about Coney Island so far from what you saw, 15 years ago compared to today?
The really short form version of it that I'm sure I'll expound on more in the podcast is I think it's definitely a lot cleaner. It's a lot nicer looking. All the rides are basically new in the zones that Zamperla runs under, was it Central Amusements?
Yes.
And I think that part's definitely good. To me personally, not really anything has changed that substantially. I mean, if there's any changes in terms of the crowd that's here or whatever, it's just a result of demographics and the kind of people that move to Brooklyn more than it is anything else. I don't really see or sense any great difference for me personally. I think the difference is that when you have a cleaner overall facility and you have less derelict buildings around and stuff's being built or rehabbed versus what it used to be like, which is just, a lot of areas, especially the indie stuff that was here, where you'd had, somebody that had a games booth or a ride that just was a piece of junk and ran it. Now it's a whole different situation, and so because it looks so much nicer, the perception is it's a better place. And there's sociological background for that justifies my opinion, I feel like, but that's my attitude. I don't think it's changed that substantially in that way. It's just it looks nicer, and it is a nicer place than it used to be.
Well, they had to get rid of the perception of that Coney Island was an unsafe place, and that's what they've done, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it's always going to be a challenge to totally get rid of that. There's always going to be people who are going to have that perception of the place, but I think overall they've done a good job. They've definitely cleaned it up. They've definitely modernized it. I guess that's the way I'd say more. Less they cleaned up, because a lot of the way things are arranged is not that different than what it was, when Astroland was the predominant park. But it's just new stuff, and you can tell the difference between new stuff and old stuff pretty quickly. And the fact that they constantly rotate things because of Zamperla's operations here is a huge plus.
Yeah, we have a big ride that we're going to have a construction update for you. It's going up way before this vlog, so you've already seen it. But we have no idea what the hell it is, but it has gigantic footers. Footers that look like they would be used on King Ka sized. So
yeah, it's big.
We need to figure out what the heck that is.
Yes.
But it's only 2 footers, and their placement's really weird. But we're about to bag check, so we will catch up with you guys later. So this is what happens when they offer a $10 wristband. You have a full queue for a disco. I mean, I like a disco, but damn. Yeah. So the ever continuing rehab of Cyclone just keeps going. I thought they were done, but they just keep going, making this ride as smooth as possible, removing a little bit of the thrill, but it's not to the point where it diminishes the overall historic nature of this ride. I mean, it's always going to be the Coney Island Cyclone. It's always be something that everyone asks about. Everyone wants to ride. So we're going to go take a ride. Built in 1927, thrilling people for over 90 years. Legendary Spookorama. If you're at Coney Island, you have to come here. This is one of the most famous dark rides, one of the last remaining pretzels. So historic. Gotta love that sound. It's iconic, isn't it? Yeah. Of the clicking of the wheels and the motors. Okay guys, so we are done. We are heading to our car. It is absolutely nuts now, to the point where it's starting to become uncomfortable. But we did the Cyclone. Unfortunately got a middle of the train seat, but it was still really good, smooth, fun. You could tell that where all the airtime would have been in the back or front. What did you think, Alan?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty quality. It's Cyclone. I would say, like, again, like you kind of point out, like you could see where the airtime would have been at some stage. I don't say it didn't have any airtime. It's also tougher to feel because you've got that single lap bar that's so tight. You know, it is kind of nice that it has only a single lap bar, and it's kind of fast to load as a result, but yeah, you're really tight into that seat, especially now at my age and my ever-increasing weight. That probably, you know, does have an effect on my overall ability to enjoy it quite as much as I used to. I don't know. It's good though. It's fun. I mean, like, what more do you want to say about it other than that? It runs well, and it's smooth, and it's fun.
What'd you think of Thunderbolt?
Thunderbolt's better than the OWA one, whatever. Rolling Thunder, is that what it is there, I think?
Roland Thunder.
Rolling Thunder. It's better than that. Largely, I would say only because it doesn't have the trim brake.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it is getting pretty bonkers. So
in like less than half of that.
Looking at the B Carousel, which
we don't have time to ride, but you have to check out the
yeah. The thing about the B is, when I was last here, it was in a strip mall which has an IHOP now. I think pretty much in its place, and now it has this incredibly nice building. Yeah, it looks fantastic. And everything looks like all the horses have nice tails for the most part. It's not all beat to hell. So it looks great.
Yeah, I mean, I love a good carousel. You know, from what I did professionally for so many years, I've got a really good appreciation for carousel and carousel art. They are a goddamn art form.
And actually, shout out to the people that I'm like looking at right now. Like, that kid is like a Baseball Furies cosplay from the movie The Warriors. So why not, right? Actually, there's like a whole group actually doing the Baseball Furies cosplay. And there's Matt right there.
Matt!
There's Matt. Hey, there's Matt Smith. So anyways, yeah, it's getting busy, and we got to get out of here.
And that was our day at Coney Island. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. Please hit a thumbs up, subscribe, comment, and tell your friends. See ya.